Pastor Emmanuel Iren is here, and he's been described as very handsome, very young, and enigmatic. By your wife came here and said very handsome.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's it.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yes.
So you did music. Yeah. You're a pastor, a preacher, right? Why movies?
So, well, my first answer will be, why not? You know, there is a cultural expectation for pastors. And it's, if I may add, it's an ironic and contradictory expectation because, you know, you even hear some banter out there where people tell men of God, go out and get a real job. And then when we actually do, they're not asking, why are you doing it? You know, but besides that, I just really believe in deploying all my gifts and being the best I can be. So if God gave me gifts, there must be a reason for it. So I think the short answer is I'm doing it because I can. And then also there are other maybe ulterior motives. You know, I'll just tell you one. My children have a bit of an accent. Oh. Okay. And it's not from us. And so the reality is, in every home there are three parents, whether you like it or not. The father, a mother, and then the television. Yeah. And so instead of crying about that, whining about it, be a part of the culture process and be a part of the production, not just the consumption of it.
Okay, so we have the trailer now. We will play it, then come back to have further
very
discussion.
important.
Yeah.
You must be the couple that just moved in next door.
Guilty as charged.
Oh, welcome to the neighborhood.
Thank you very much.
To new and hopefully lasting connection. Feel free to come here anytime. We haven't had neighbors for about 3 years, right?
Babe, we had dinner with our neighbors the other day and we're pretending that everything was okay, but you know that we're just pretending.
I just said that I was sorry.
And sorry is supposed to fix everything. I'm not fighting with you. I'm simply pointing out that you've been distant recently. When I called you the other night crying, what did you say to me?
I said that you shouldn't give him power over your emotion.
And I'm not giving him too much power anymore. I don't know who you think you married, but I'm not that woman. David is supposed to be teaching me how to bake.
The new neighbor.
What do you do for fun?
I just want to make sure that you are happy.
What do you want from me? I'm already stressed from work. I don't need this right now.
Zane, you're a special woman whose husband doesn't appreciate.
Let me speak to him.
He's asleep.
Look, I messed up.
Jay, I'm responsible for this too. You have to tell her.
I've actually been very busy recently, dealing with a lot.
Where have you guys been?
Everywhere.
Jay!
Let me love you.
I thought we were just lamenting about.
Well, that's the trailer for the movie. It's going to be released, going to be premiered by next week. What About Us? What informed this movie itself?
So many things informed the movie. So I just want creative ways to tell true stories. So, I mean, it's obvious that this is maybe a faith-based movie at best, but this is a proper real-life movie. So this is a true story of just what can happen when you get carried away in a marriage. You know, when it's the dating phase, you are doing all the hard work, you know, aggressive toasting and everything. And then when you get into the marriage, you just settle. So I think that this movie is just going to open people's eyes, you know, to say, you know what, communication must continue, and then you have to still be deliberate, you know, even in yes.
So you have a lot of responsibilities. Like my co-uncle has said, you wear a lot of hats. How do you manage all these responsibilities? And now you are a filmmaker now, and also married to a very beautiful woman.
Filmmaker as well.
Yes.
Filmmaker as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So I run with a mantra that's create a space for everything and put everything in its space. And you'll be amazed how much you can do when your life is organized. You know, when you're trying to travel and you pack all your clothes, you just throw them into the bag, you discover that you won't have as much space. But when you begin to fold everything one after the other, you discover how many things can fit. And so it's just a simple test of leadership to create a structure, give the marching orders, and put people in position to execute. So for instance, for these shoots, the story is my idea, but the execution, I think I was on set only 2 or 3 times. you know, and all of that. And I'm even more effective than a lot of people know because we're just releasing this one, but this is one of 3 movies I shot last year alone.
Oh, really?
Yes, and that's side by side, you know, the album and all other things that I do. So you'll be amazed how many things you can accomplish when you just create a structure for everything.
Well, how important are Christian movies in today's world where we see all sorts?
Yeah. So first and foremost, there is an aspect to this that is prophetic, and I might not have the time to explain that, but I'll just say that any church that is concerned with culture formation has to go to the place where that culture formation happens. You know, so yeah, if your leading is just to preach the gospel, I mean, on the pulpit, then that's fine. But don't be stereotypical, because when God said go into all the world, he was specific about the message, not necessarily about the method. And so if you have the opportunity to delve into aspects like media and all of that, by all means, do it. As long as disciples are being raised by that platform, you should be interested in it. I believe everyone who is serious about culture shaping, you know, and formation should be involved in media.
You're talking about culture shaping. Do we see you go into children's film, children's cartoons? Because that's an aspect that shape their mindsets.
100%, 100%. You know, so I mean, a lot of people are already still marveled about music and movies, but I can tell you this is one out of like 15 things that we're going to do.
We're expecting animation stories that are wholesome, that young people can watch.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so in all of this now, how do you describe, how would you see the current phase of the Nigerian movie industry?
Honestly, I mean, when you think of the realities of their environment, you have to give them credit. You know, I've seen a lot of banter, a lot of maybe comedians saying, oh, Nollywood is like this, Nollywood is like that. But when you think of the environment, a lot of these people grew up, you know, in, and the kind of obstacles they had to overcome to even dream. It's hard to even dream, to see beyond just putting food on the table in a nation like this is commendable, you know. And when you listen to their stories, how they got their first camera, you know, and all of that, I think is inspiring. Because over there is plug and play. Yeah. You have an idea, there are a lot of agencies that can fund it, a lot of platforms that can market it, you know. So I believe there's a reason why a lot of Nigerians, when they travel out, they are superstars. Because they're not used to having stuff easy. So it's, when you look at it holistically, it's just hard to criticize, you know, where we are. And then there are a lot of people who are doing big stuff, movies that are really impressive. So,
Well, how was the experience for you making your very first movie?
So how can I put it? I have a very big mind. Do you understand? So this is just a tip of the iceberg of what I expect. So I'm grateful for it, but I'm not, sincerely, between us, I'm not, you get what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, let's throw this out there, see the response, and then do it bigger. So that's just the way I am.
You spoke about culture.
Yes.
And Theophilus asked a question, so I'm going to ask a variant of that question. Do we say you go into politics one day?
Well, let me say it this way. If I was going into politics, I wouldn't say. Also, I don't really see myself as, I see myself as an advisor, as a pastor to such people, not really going into it. But honestly, I won't blame a pastor. The way this country is going, I won't blame a pastor who says, you know what, let's just do it.
You want to see things done properly?
Oh, yes, because you know, when you're buying fuel, when you're buying simple things,
food,
I'm grateful for what I can afford, but I'm just like, how are people surviving? A crate of egg is 5,000 naira, you know. So how are people surviving? You know, so I don't know. I'm just praying for the right people. I have no political ambition. Let me just put it out there, you know. But someone has to do it.
Yeah. Okay. So I was at the album unveiling of
Yes.
Apostolos.
Yes.
And there's several songs I like there. But now you have released Agbara Lorunpo.
Yes.
Yes, you did.
Featuring Pastor Nathaniel Bassi.
No,
So
Yemi
that one,
Yes.
yes, Yetunde Iren.
Yet in the area.
So Agalio was the one with Pastor Nathaniel
Yes.
Bassi.
Yes,
So
Agalio.
those two singles of the new album that is coming. Yes. So what's the question?
So why do music again? You've done one. You've achieved in that point. You are gunning for another one. 2 singles. Why?
Because the goal is not to do something, and so that everybody will say, wow, a pastor did that. That's inspiring. The goal is actually volume.
Okay.
So, and that's why for the movies, for the music, you're going to see a lot of it. Because the goal is, if it's culture formation, that is the goal, not just achievement, personal achievement, you have to put a lot of it. Because it is, there's a scripture that says, so mightily grew the word of God and prevail. So there has to be the constant bombarding, until people's souls are positively overwhelmed. So that's my goal.
What now drives the creativity that you exhibit?
You see, my life is like the life of David, in the sense that, God is leading David in different parts, and he doesn't know it's all a crescendo, and everything will play a part in the grand scheme of things. Even if David can kill Goliath, what will give him the access into the palace is music. It is because he could play the music that he met Saul and developed the relationship to be able to say, you know what, sir, I can kill this guy. You get what I'm saying? So there are a lot of experiences I had growing up that contributed to my creativity. Everything, my background in building technology, a bit of the architectural courses I did, artwork, the fact that I was a drummer, for a long time.
Some old video.
Yes. The fact that I was a drummer. Let me say something I've never said before. There's a song on the album I'm releasing. I played the drums on it, but no one's going to know because it's just audio.
Okay.
So I'm not going to tell them which song it is.
We'll find out.
Well, the band members will know. So
A lot of them will not know because this one was studio sound.
Okay.
So I still play decently. I can tell you categorically, I still play better than the average drummer. And I didn't know what I was going to do with the gift until now. But I'm just seeing everything working as a crescendo. So there are just a lot of things I can do. When I was in JS2, I had this funny conversation with some of my relatives. I don't even know if they remember. And I just said, I don't quite believe in talent. It was a weird thing for someone who was maybe 13 to say. He said, what do you mean? I said, how do you know a keyboardist is talented? If he never had a keyboard, how would he know that he was a talented keyboardist? I said that hard work and opportunity is what informs what many people now think to be their talent. I just believe that for the most part, anything you work at consistently, you become very good at. And there's data to prove that. So I just believe that I was never really one to be put into a box, and it has really helped me.
Okay.
Wow. There was a time that Wole Arole challenged Pastor.
Yes.
I don't mind him.
So maybe we should challenge ourselves. I play the drums, you play the drums, so we can watch something.
And TVC will be there to cover that.
Be careful.
Okay.
Be very careful.
TVC will be there to cover. But
I don't usually lose. I'm just telling you.
No problem. We both don't lose.
Okay. All right.
But what, was it always in the plan to be a pastor? Because I know you went to Covenant University.
Oh my God.
I know a bit of a giver, but I mean, you went to that school and you were in charge of a particular fellowship for, I think, for about 3 years or so. But you left the school. Was it always in the books, on the plan that I want to be a full-time pastor, or did God just say I want you to be a pastor?
So yes and no. It's one of those things where you've heard of prophecies, but you never really paid attention to them. And then you're going about your life like a regular Joe until suddenly, boom, it just hits you. You get what I'm saying? So, of course, there were people who prophesied to my mom when she was still carrying my pregnancy, but then maybe I got carried away or something until in the university, prophecies left and right just began to. And honestly, if I had my way, there are a lot of things I do very well that I would rather do. that I enjoy doing and I do very well, you know. But here we are.
So how has the journey been? The journey of, sorry, I'm trying to clear my voice. 1 billion souls in 10,000 cities. How
That's the mantra in Celebration Church. Okay, so, I mean, when it's your call, you don't want it any other way. You don't want it any other way. So, even if there are challenges, it's still delightful. It's a pleasure. It's a privilege, you know. And then 7 people is the biggest privilege of my life, you know. So I don't consider myself a celebrity, a superstar, you know. We're dealing with souls here. So it's just a big privilege and pleasure.
True. Okay, so let's delve into music now. We'll talk about terms and the BET Award. We just read a story on that. So I said I was going to ask a question on that. So what do you think?
Why are you laughing?
So what do you think about that category of award, giving it to...
You want my reaction?
Yes, I want your reaction.
We want a reaction.
What if my reaction is just,
That's a reaction.
Okay, let me just say this. First and foremost, I don't think the church has the right to complain about it.
Okay.
Hot take.
Okay.
So first and foremost, have there not been many people you would consider gospel artists who dodge the label and say we are inspirational? Yeah, we've seen that over the years. They've dodged the label. They want to be called inspirational acts. And so good luck being lumped into the categories of terms and simi and co. And good luck. Do you understand? Because at the end of the day, in that category, they're going to judge by views. They're going to judge by the popularity of the sounds. And then we have gospel artists who have very popular sounds, but they may not be interested in categories like that.
So you're saying,
yes.
So gospel artists should be more intentional about those kinds of...
It's not in my place to tell them what they should do, but I'm just saying, if you call yourself inspirational, and then they now put you under the category of inspirational awards, then you now begin to cry that you are marginalized, is just giving entitlement. Another thing is this. Why are we always consumers? They are show their rules. They are show their rules. If we see, you know, the difference between gospel music and inspirational music, and they don't.
Maybe we should
do your own show. Exactly. Do your own show. And I don't think anyone who is really about maybe spiritual accountability to God and to the church should be bothered about if they give you an award on a platform like that or not. And for those who get it, it's good. But, I mean, over the years, we've seen gospel acts doing collaborations with a lot of secular acts, and I'm even using secular in a
nice
way. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So you have signaled that you are one and you are together. And so when they give you an award, you know, in the same category, why are you crying? I don't get it. So that's my...
it should be a very unpopular opinion.
Oh, yes.
Definitely. But it's all good. But the movie now, when is it coming out? I know it's premiering next week.
Yes, July 12th. We're hitting the cinemas with a bang. You know, I'm going to tour as many states as possible, see movies with some people. So get ready. If you choose to see the movie, you may just see me in the cinema, you know, with you, eating popcorn, taking selfies with you and all of that. I think the expectation is through the roof, and I'm grateful for the support and the anticipation.
So first of all, he's going to be watching the movie with us.
Yes. Oh, yeah, yes, sure. In fact, we have a private screening, you know, that I'm going to extend personal invites to you.
No problem.
Exactly.
We are good. We are good.
I've blown, guys. I've blown.
You know? Hey, Pastor Emmanuel Iren.
Thank you so much.
We've been watching you on TV. Now we have you here. Thank you so much.
Such a pleasure. Such a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for coming.
You know, so just let me know when you want the contest, the drum, and all of that. And do everything.
I will involve Olia.
Then bring him.
Everybody.
Bring him.
Everybody
you know,
will be here.
His hairline is fading. I don't know if there will still be much.
Woli is watching, and I'm sure he heard that. He will come back to you.
I was not there.
All right. Thank you so much, Pastor, for coming.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And that's it.